Live from WBFF TV in Baltimore, this is breaking news.
It's 11 a.m. and Fox 45 News Midday starts with that breaking news. We are following a major development from the U.S. Supreme Court. The court ruling that Donald Trump's name can appear on the 2024 presidential ballot. The court coming out with that ruling just less than an hour ago. Now, the major ruling will have widespread implications ahead of the election. It supersedes those lower court rulings that barred Trump's name from the ballot. Now, this case stems from efforts out of Colorado to bar Trump's name from the ballot, citing the 14th Amendment. Voters in the state bringing a lawsuit arguing that Trump is ineligible, saying he violated the 14th Amendment for his role in the January 6th insurrection. The Supreme Court rejecting that argument. Of course, the timing of this is all very important. Tomorrow is Super Tuesday, when Republicans in 15 states cast their ballots. And while a new Fox News poll has Trump up 2 points over President Biden within the margin of error, Nikki Haley, leads Biden by 8. Now, yesterday, she won her first primary in the nation's capital. Haley's win in D.C. netted her 19 delegates, but that still leaves her far behind Trump, who has a nearly insurmountable lead heading into Super Tuesday. Now, as soon as the Supreme Court ruling came down, we told you about it on the Fox 45 News app. Remember, you can be the first to know about breaking news. Just download the Fox 45 News app. This is a rapidly developing story. Stay with Fox 45. We will continue to follow the rulings and the impacts. You can find complete coverage right now on our website, foxbaltimore.com. We'll bring you a full look at the court's rulings and impact, starting on Fox 45 News at 4. Thank you for joining us for Fox 45 News Midday. I'm Patrice Sanders. Your local news, a big week for Baltimore City residents. Weekly recycling pickup returns this week after 4 years on pause. The service was paused entirely in 2020 because of the pandemic, before then switching to a bi-weekly schedule. The mayor touting the return of weekly pickup earlier this morning.
Baltimore, a weekly recycling is back. Tomorrow, March the 5th, crews just like the ones here today will start on their weekly collection routes. That's right, we are retiring the bi-weekly recycling schedule. That means no more A week or B week guessing for Baltimore residents.
You heard the cheers there. The reduced pickups have been a frustration for both city council members and residents over the past 4 years. One group of residents last year even tried to take legal action against the city, saying they were paying for trash and recycling services that weren't being provided to.
I had to build a fence to contain it all, to hold it for that long and, not create a bunch of litter around the neighborhood. That frequency is codified in our city charter. And it's not an option for the mayor to be out of compliance.
Well, after 4 years, the city says it is now finally able to go back to its pre-pandemic weekly schedule, thanks to new trucks, upgraded technology, and better staffing in the Department of Public Works. In your session 2024 coverage, Maryland senators are preparing this morning to debate their juvenile crime legislation. This comes after passionate debate on the House floor as delegates overwhelmingly pass their own juvenile crime legislation.
There is no amendment to this bill that would satisfy that for me.
This time, we need to take it seriously. We need to make sure and hold accountable our law enforcement officers and make sure that they do what they are supposed to do righteously.
Since the implementation of the Juvenile Justice Reform Act, less than 2 years later, we are willing to roll back all of the advances that we made.
Well, the juvenile crime bill has been one of the most talked about bills this session. Taylor Stewart brings us a closer look at the bill, which the Senate is expected to vote on today. Taylor.
After a week of heated debate and a tense security scare on the Capitol grounds, state lawmakers in the House pass a juvenile crime package.
House Bill 14, juvenile law reform.
The bipartisan measure passed in an overwhelming 126-6 vote, but not without tense debate. At times,
to my last breath, I will make sure that commission does what it's supposed to do.
Reaching a fever pitch.
Even my most fiscally conservative colleagues will spend millions and millions and millions to the tune of $10 million to lock up little black boys. Yeah, I said it.
But real negotiations, political analyst John Dede says, begin Monday.
To see this getting through the Senate in a compromise.
The House package calls for the creation of a commission to gather more data about juvenile crime. It extends probation.
And the two things they're really trying to focus on, rehabilitation and accountability.
And seeks to involve state attorneys earlier in the charging process.
The governor over and over again and other legislative leaders have said the word accountability, accountability, accountability.
But the question of holding children as young as 10 accountable for certain offenses did not land softly on the House floor.
All of our kids are going to be impacted by this, but especially Black and Latino kids.
Unlike the Senate juvenile crime proposal, House Bill 814 expands the jurisdiction of the Department of Juvenile Services to offer diversionary programs for kids 10 to 12 years old for a first-time offense.
I think it could be a sticking point. A lot of people have talked about diversionary programs, etc. That could be a good way to kind of prevent someone from making a worse mistake the second time.
That is, except for kids involved in car theft or found in possession of a gun. They would face juvenile charges.
This bill is a pretty fair attempt to do both. It's not perfect for me. It's not perfect for a lot of others here.
Now, despite fiscal concerns about the plan.
Does the bill address any funding for diversion programs?
So we don't usually deal with funding, but that is an issue that certainly is part of the budgetary process.
The measure moves into the Senate, a chamber with its own views on tackling rising juvenile crime in the state. Assuming the Senate passes its own version of a juvenile crime package, it'll then be up for final debates to hammer out the best legislative package to tackle rising juvenile crime. Taylor Stewart in Baltimore, Fox 45 News. Still ahead, getting a doctor's note may soon cost you. More and more doctors are charging for the notes and other routine things like writing prescription refills. Coming up, just how much some are charging. The Masked Singer is making its long-awaited return this week. Coming up, the newest judge on season 11 of the show. Plus, Greek life organizations at the University of Maryland have been suspended. Still ahead, how long the suspension will last.
Mostly cloudy and mild conditions for your Monday. Temperature staying above average, not only today, but for most of the rest of the week. We are tracking more rain that's going to be rolling in. High temps today in the mid-60s. We'll get to the upper 40s on Monday night with more of those rain showers coming through in the overnight hours through early Tuesday morning. And our highs will be a little cooler, but still about 60 on Tuesday afternoon. Back with your full forecast. We'll do that in just a few minutes.
Fox 45 News, winner of 16 2022 Regional Emmy Awards, more than all other Baltimore news stations combined.
11:09. Here's a look at today's top trending stories. Trending number one, the Safe Streets program is under the microscope. There will be a Thursday oversight hearing by the Baltimore City Council looking into the hiring practices of the Violence Intervention Program. For years, Fox 45 News has investigated the Safe Streets program. We've been asking for the names of the employees, and this week we could find out more at the City Council hearing. The employees are not technically on the city's payroll, but they are paid by city contracted nonprofits getting millions of tax dollars. Now, this week's hearing is set for 5 o'clock Thursday. Trending number two, the University of Maryland suspends all Greek organizations indefinitely. The school saying it has received multiple reports of unsafe activities in Greek life. While university officials did not report hazing, they did say there have been activities that have threatened the safety and well-being of members of the university community. The suspension will be in place until an investigation is complete. Trending number three, amid a rise in car theft, state police hosted steering wheel lock giveaways this weekend. Officers gave out wheel locks at locations from Annapolis to Cecil County. State police say they plan on holding more of these events in more communities going forward, but they needed to focus on areas where the most cars are being stolen first. Trending number four, taking a live look over the Inner Harbor where the Peruvian tall ship BAP Union is docked. The ship is one of few tall ships still sailing the globe. It is now docked at the Baltimore Waterfront Promenade. It arrived this weekend, and it's going to be here through tomorrow. Download the Fox 45 News app for up-to-the-minute traffic conditions, breaking news, and weather anytime. Just search WBFF in your app store.
The most anticipated event of the year.
Fox's The Masked Singer is back with more mystery celebs in creative costumes like Gumball, Lizard, and Ugly Sweater.
You heard it there. The wait is almost over. Season 11 of the hit Fox show The Masked Singer kicks off Wednesday. They've got more mystery celebrities. They've got more new creative costumes. They've even got theme nights that range from The Wizard of Oz to Billy Joel and Queen.
If someone would have told me that, Masked Singer would be, on for 10 plus seasons and that, season 11 is about to drop. We're already getting ready to work on season 12 and I'd be like, nah, but the fact that it has become like a phenomenon and something in the culture that, is a staple at this point, I'm happy I chose wisely.
Well, Nick Cannon returns with Ken Jeong, Jenny McCarthy-Wahlberg, Robin Thicke, and superstar Rita Ora is joining them this season. You can watch the season 11 premiere this Wednesday, March 6th at 8 o'clock right here on Fox 45. Well, still ahead, something borrowed, something blue, something old, something new. It was certainly new tech that this groom wore on his wedding day. Coming up, what his bride had to say about him wearing his Apple headset on their wedding day. An attempted car theft is caught on camera in Anne Arundel County, just ahead the victim's frustration and concern with juvenile crime. And coming up later today at noon, it's Karamo, then at 1 it's Sherry, followed by Hot Bench at 2. 11:13 now on Fox 45 News Midday. 11:15 in a county under pressure. A group of kids in Anne Arundel County is caught on camera trying to break into a car. Olivia Dance brings us a closer look at the victims' concerns over the juvenile crime crisis.
Well, so far in this recent case, no arrests have been made. But on Friday evening, right here in the Riverside neighborhood, a group of juveniles were seen running away from a Kia SUV. According to Baltimore police, the Kia was stolen out of Anne Arundel County. Just hours before those teens were seen here in Riverside, this attempted car theft caught on camera in Anne Arundel County. The suspects fled off in a gray Kia SUV, realizing that they were on camera. Kiana Nichols, the car owner, could only watch in disbelief.
Looking at the camera, they look so young, they sound so young, and I just couldn't believe it. If they're bold enough to do this in the daytime, what else are they going to do? What else would they be bold enough to try?
Later Friday evening near Boston Street in Baltimore, reports of a Kia SUV used in an attempted robbery. And then a few minutes later came the reports of a group of juveniles running from a Kia SUV here in Riverside. The description of the suspects similar to the ones captured on camera. As lawmakers continue to debate what punishment is best for juveniles who steal cars, juveniles continue to steal them. And it hasn't been confirmed if the juveniles captured on camera are the same that ditched the stolen Kia from Anne Arundel County here in Riverside. But again, so far, no arrests have been made. For now, reporting in Riverside, I'm Olivia Dance, Fox 45 News, Midday.
It is a new week, but old problems are plaguing Washington. Lawmakers have until midnight Friday to agree on a new budget to avoid a government shutdown. Now, if that sounds familiar, it should. Lawmakers were in the exact same boat last week. They passed a short-term funding bill to keep the government open, but that was only for a week. They now need to reach a long-term deal, or the government shuts down at 12:01 Saturday morning. Over the weekend, congressional leaders unveiled a series of bipartisan bills to fund parts of the government for the remaining 6 months in the 2024 fiscal year. The 6 spending bills fund a slew of agencies until early fall, including the Departments of Agriculture, Veterans Affairs, Energy, and Justice. While a deal is in place, it is unclear if it will actually be agreed on and signed in time to avoid the shutdown. Coming up later today at 4, Fox 45 News continues to investigate the Safe Streets program. We're pressing Mayor Brandon Scott on current policies in place. Polling just out, shining a light on the mayoral race in Baltimore, how it could play out going forward. Plus, week 2 of the trial for the murders of Baltimore police officer Kiana Hawley and civilian Justin Johnson. The latest developments live from court. 11:17 and time now for today's talking point. A groom in Utah is going viral after wearing his Apple Vision Pro glasses on his wedding day. Jacob is a tech engineer. He says he talked to his future wife about wearing the headset, saying it would be fun, and he was certain it was going to go viral. Despite initially being hesitant, he went and grabbed the headset from the car after the ceremony and family photos, and then he wore it for a quick few final snapshots. His bride, Cambry's reaction went viral, many saying she looked annoyed. However, she says she was just cold and that his glasses show off who Jacob is. Mark Clark with Be More Lifestyle is here now. And when I first saw the headline saying that this guy wore his Apple Pro at his wedding, you're like, really? I mean, whatever's in there is more important than your wedding day. So I was like, this guy's a jerk. But then I read the whole article, and it much less offensive than it initially sounded. It was cute for them at the end.
Yeah, and it's the beginning of a lifetime of your wife when you do something and she goes, "Yep, he's a cornball." That's my.
But
he's my cornball.
She said, I guess a lot of people reacted the way I did initially, not having read through the whole thing, and that's the problem. That's why I get to read through things. But then they started posting and telling her she should leave her husband, and he's, if he can't focus on her. But it said that all the wedding pictures were done. She was taking her bridal pictures, her bride's pictures. He just thought it would be cute to do it. I mean, everybody was gone except them.
And we're talking about it, so they got a nationwide story where really at the end of the day, like you said, after the wedding, they just took some fun pictures. That'd be like the equivalent of taking pictures with your friends acting goofy, right?
That's fine. Now, if he had wanted to wear them during the ceremony, wedding is off. You're going down the aisle by yourself.
Right.
All right, Mark. Well, it is time now for today's wild and wonderful weather with meteorologist Justin Chambers.
Well, look at this winter wonderland. They say, do you want to build a snowman? But not too fun if it's on I-70 trying to go through the mountains there in Colorado. This is just one of the areas that got hit with a bunch of snow over the weekend. Sierra Nevada mountains, one resort had 89 inches of snow. That's more than 7 feet of snow. So definitely a big winter storm. Good for the snowpack out there, but we're dealing with more spring-like numbers here. In fact, yesterday, almost 70 degrees. Excuse me, lots of blue sky out there. Overall, on your hour-by-hour forecast, we will see more cloud cover around today. However, our temperatures are going to stay mild. You can see that average there, 51, so we're going to be in the mid-60s. A lot of us here will be above that average number for most of the afternoon and most of the week, too. Sun's up until 6:03 as we get those longer daylight hours, getting closer to 12 hours a day and night with the vernal equinox, which is around the corner. Low to mid-60s across Carroll and Baltimore counties for your highs. Notice the average is 51 this time of year, so we already passed that this morning. We'll be in those mid-60s for you in Ellicott City and Columbia, down through Oak Ridge, over into parts of Howard County. 63 in Glen Burnie and Pasadena for Anne Arundel County. And temps in the 60s up and down the 95 corridor, 70s just to the west of us. Really warm air there in the Ohio River Valley. Temperature tracker looking like this. We stay above average through the rest of this week and even into the weekend. This is the coastal low that's coming in late tonight. That will bring the rain showers in the overnight hours, so a wet commute Tuesday morning. We'll keep the wet conditions here for Tuesday afternoon, even though the rain is going to be done, but kind of the mist and those low clouds hanging around. And then as we get into Wednesday, that's going to be our another weather maker that's rolling in. That's going to bring us more of that rain, especially Wednesday night into Thursday morning. We're looking at seeing another 1.5 to 2 inches plus on top of the rain we've already received. So here's that 10-day forecast. 60s continue through most of the week. Even this weekend, our numbers come down a little bit, but still upper 50s as we get into Saturday and Sunday.
Well, still ahead, paying more for the same thing. The new price hikes Netflix is considering and how soon they could happen.
This for college basketball history.
Caitlin Clark is now the all-time leading scorer in all NCAA Division I college basketball. Coming up, the record the Iowa Hawkeye has now surpassed. 11:22 now on Fox 45 News Midday. 11:25. Don't miss this. American Airlines is about to become the first U.S. airline with a direct flight route from New York City to Tokyo. Starting June 28th, American Airlines will offer nonstop flights from New York's JFK International to Tokyo's Haneda International. Now, tickets for the newly added nonstop flight are already on sale. Once again, Netflix could be making more price hikes to its memberships this year. According to a report by financial services company UBS, it says membership fees could go up by 5%, with scaling ad revenues playing a part in rising prices. The company has previously made small monthly fee increases on some tiers back in mid-October as advertisement options came online. Midday Be More Lifestyle up next. Mark Clark back to tell us what they're working on.
As Patrice, coming up, we're talking wedding etiquette, and we're not talking about guests, but the happy couple themselves. Coming up, one couple's going viral after asking guests to pay to attend the wedding. We'll talk about it coming up ahead.
You're watching Fox 45 in Baltimore. Now live from TV Hill, this is Be More Lifestyle.
Hey, what's up, Baltimore? I'm Mark Clark, and this is Be More Lifestyle live from Studio A at Fox Baltimore. Lady T is here, along with B-Spirit Youth Program founder Nargis Hyman.
Hello.
Good morning, everybody. Let me tell you right now. So, a couple is going viral after asking their wedding guests to pay for their dinner plates. The invitation read, "In lieu of traditional gifts, we kindly request that you contribute towards the cost of our reception buffet. This will allow us to share a wonderful meal together and create lasting memories with our loved ones." The invitation goes on to say that the cost per adult is $40 and $20 for kids under 12. Now wait a minute, so Nargis, what's your thoughts on this? Are you anti? Are you paying up for this wedding, or you'd be like, I pass?
No, I wouldn't pass. I would definitely attend.
See,
but
community right there. She'd be serving.
Yes, I would be serving. I would be assisting with whatever they need. But if it was my wedding, no, I wouldn't.
Yeah, because it's kind of, Lady T, I don't know now. This seems like a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot.
If you can't afford to get married, don't get married. You need to go marry the courthouse.
It's very much so giving justice to the peace is what y'all need to be doing. If you have to charge people to attend your wedding, and you're saying it's $40, so if you can't afford it, how am I supposed to be able to afford your wedding? And then what is the benefit? Like, what am I getting out of this besides seeing y'all get married?
I'm not trying to hate, but
you know what I mean?
This seems like something like my kids would do, like younger people. Yes. You know what I mean? Almost like if you can't, like Michael Jackson said, if you can't feed the baby, then don't have the baby.
Exactly. If you can't, I don't know. This is so weird to me. I feel like, why are people doing this? You don't charge people to attend your wedding. I might. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm not going to charge people. And it's only $40. You don't got $40. It's giving. You got to take them to Longhorn Steakhouse.
That's right. Well,
that's where the reception would be.
We want you to tell it. Is it okay to ask wedding guests to pay for their meals? Vote on our website, foxbaltimore.com/vote. When you get to the website, make sure you click on the lifestyle tab. You can also vote on our Fox 45 News app. At the end of the show, we'll see what everybody thinks. Now, you may have heard this one in college. Liquor before beer, you're in the clear. Beer before liquor, you'll never be sicker. I never heard that in my life, but it turns out it's not true. A recent study found the order in which alcohol is consumed does not affect the severity of the hangover, and that it actually depends more on how each person's body processes the alcohol. Let's go to Lady T, who's known.
Don't try me. I want you to stop right there.
You Lady T hanging out on a Saturday afternoon with Lady T? Oh, margaritas are gonna. So Lady T, what's the thing? Have you ever?
I've never heard that slogan in my life. Either. Sober nor drunk. I've never heard that.
But I will say,
in my life.
most of the time, I will. If I have liquor, I will chase it with a beer.
So I don't even drink beer. So I guess maybe that's why. But what happens is, what I hear is you're not supposed to mix the dark with the light, and I learned that firsthand on Saturday. You're not supposed to mix.
A science experiment. We have an experiment on Saturday.
And I was like, this was not a good choice. My stomach definitely was sick. So yeah.
Now, Nuggets, have you ever heard this before? I hadn't heard it before.
I've never heard that before.
You don't even seem like you drink.
I don't drink beer.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't drink beer.
Okay.
See,
I assume now. Are you a wine person? What do you like?
Red wine.
Oh yeah, wine.
Yes.
Fine like wine, baby. What's your? Are you a white or are you a dark? Red. You're a red wine drinker. Merlot.
What you drink? Yes.
Is it giving Merlot? Okay, the dry red. She's fancy.
That's okay. Now, getting a doctor's note may soon cost you. Some doctors are now charging patients hundreds of dollars for administrative tasks, like writing sick notes and approving medication refills. The range of services can run from a few dollars for responding to messages to over $100 for prescription refills.
What?
Come on now. Come on now. What do you think about this?
That's a lot.
That don't seem right.
No, it's not right. And I'm in the medical field, so no, I don't.
So you ain't charging people for refills and for whatever?
No, not at all.
See?
Yeah, she's an angel.
We need to talk to your business
You're an
manager.
angel. That's what it is.
She's soft. She's soft in these streets. Lady T. First of all, do we even
She's an advocate.
I'm an advocate. I want to help people.
That's what it is.
Do we even, Lady T, need those anymore? Like at work, do we need messages from the
Yes, we need
Lady
sick
T
notes.
could not make it in
They
today.
require sick notes. Like in addition to your text and phone call, they
seems
require
like outdated to me.
all of it. Like even if you're dying, they want you to call,
He is
text,
dead. He cannot
or
come to work.
something, and they want proof of the sickness.
Yes.
You've got to give a DNA test to prove that you are sick nowadays.
The doctor's thumbprint has to be
And
verified.
it has to be verified. You got to get just to be reimbursed. These doctors are acting like they are getting like our PTO. You're not getting our paid time off. So just write the doctor's note.
Yeah.
You know, just scribble your little thing on there with your bad handwriting. Scribble your little thing on there.
We're going to see you ladies later in the show. Still ahead. There's a new way to get youthful-looking skin coming up. The new quick and easy treatment you can do in your own home. But first, it's the latest piece of new tech you're going to want to add to your car's emergency kit, how it can help you get back on the road faster. It's Be More Lifestyle, and we're back in a few
You're watching Be More Lifestyle.
Nick Calderon is here with a 10-in-1 tool designed to help you in the event of an emergency at home or on the road. He'll share how it can do everything from jumpstart your car to keeping your devices charged.
The following segment is sponsored by Noki.
Not today, man. Dead car batteries. Every single time you're trying to get out of the house on time, be someplace, it happens. That click, click, click. Or you're on the side of the road on a gray, cold, dark day like today. It's never fun. But I have the answer for you. It's called the Jump Smart, and it can get you back on the road quickly. Watch this. Plug the 2 alligator clips in right here. Red clamp to red on the battery. Black to black, I get a beep and a green light, and now I can start my car back up. Just like that. I don't have to wait for roadside assistance or anybody else to come and help me out. I keep a Jump Smart in every family member's car. My daughters have one, my wife has one, and I know I have peace of mind, and so do they. It's also a 10-in-1 tool. It's got a compass, a thermometer, it's a flashlight and a strobe light, many other tools as well. And my favorite part, you can charge your cell phone with the 2 included USB ports on the back. If you lose power in a storm or something, just plug your phone in and you can stay connected with family and friends. Speaking of them, put one in every family member's car. 31% off right now at asadeals.com.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by Plexiderm.
For those trying to shrink their under-eye bags and wrinkles from view, Plexiderm is offering a challenge, and all it takes is 10 minutes of your time. Annette Figueroa joins us now to share more details about Plexiderm's 10-minute challenge. Annette, how are you doing?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me. And I'm always so excited to talk about Plexiderm because it works.
I love it. Well, tell us about this trial offer from Plexiderm.
Yes. Well, have you ever looked in the mirror and you notice signs of aging on a daily basis? Well, that's the new thing for me. I can't stand it. I have dark circles, deep set forehead lines. Well, we're going to show you just what Plexiderm can do. It's convenient. You can do it in the privacy of your own home for a fraction of the cost and look years younger.
And why are you offering such a great deal?
Well, because we have so many people coming to us, because when you have a product that works, and this does, what it does is it creates an invisible layer that tightens and smooths the skin right before your eyes. You can see in the before and afters. And what I love about this product is, again, it's a simple serum. I have sensitive skin. It doesn't bother me, but I look like I had the best sleep of my life. And I don't remember the last time I really did. So because it works, so many people run to us because it's so simple, but huge results.
So Annette, tell us about these customer testimonials. Are people just calling all day asking if these are for real?
All day, every day. And you and I spoke about how I travel. I get stopped and people are like, let me see, you look amazing. It takes 10 minutes to work, lasts up to 10 hours as long as you don't get it wet.
Okay, so I see both men and women use Plexiderm. Is it the same formula for the men and for the women?
Yes, it is. Same formula. And men want to look good and feel good, too. Let's face it. My dad is one of Plexiderm's top users. My husband as well. No residue. It goes on completely natural. And again, people won't know what you're doing, but they are going to recognize how beautiful your skin looks.
Have any studies been done on Plexiderm?
Yes, 2 studies in 2019, one on the effectiveness and one on how long it lasted. They saw an 80% reduction around the eye area, one of the top reasons why people use Plexiderm, a 74% reduction around the mouth area, and an 85% reduction around the forehead lines.
Okay, and you just wash it off at the end of the day, and that's it? And then how can we get more information on this?
Yeah, easy to put on, easy to take off. Look at Laura. She's one of my favorites. She looks like her younger sister. This is an amazing product. You need to see with your own eyes, literally, because you're not going to believe it. All you have to do is call 1-800-249-3925. We have an incredible special, $14.95, free shipping, 30-day money-back guarantee. This is for 6 days, 6 application. You could use it for special occasions or every day for 6 days. But trust me when I tell you, once you use it, you're never turning back.
Well, thanks so much. Just great information, okay?
Thank you so much for having me.
Okay, take care, Annette. Still ahead, now's the time to be thinking about your summer vacation. Coming up, we'll show you all that Jamaica has to offer. Great place. But first, a local group is helping inspire the next generation. Coming up, we'll sit down with the founder of an after-school youth program in Park Heights.
This is Be More Lifestyle.
Nargis Hyman is the founder and executive director of B Spirit A²Y, an after-school youth program at the Park Heights community. B Spirit A²Y stands for Brothers and Sisters Providing Information Relevant to Inspire the African American Youth. Nargis Hyman joins us now along with Ramon Durant. Welcome to the show. How are you guys?
Doing good, doing good.
Great. Thank you.
So Nargis, tell us about the program.
B Spirit was implemented in 1993. We just celebrated 30 years in November. I had a 30-year anniversary and Thanksgiving dinner. The program started to keep my son and his friends off the street, my first son.
Wow.
That's B Spirit 1. They were between 7 to 12. They're now 35 to 43. And B Spirit 2, once they became grown, we started the second generation with my youngest son. And they're now 25 to 34. And now we have the third generation, which are the children of B Spirit 1 and 2, youth in the community. And I always said I was starting it for my granddaughter.
That's amazing.
Yes.
And so tell us about this superstar here.
Not me.
I know he means a lot to you. What about Ramon makes him special in the program?
Well, Ramon is, he used to come over and do music with my sons. And he saw that we were working with the youth in the community, and pretty much I said, you have to support our youth program. And he came in ready, willing, and able to support him, and he's been very good with the youth, and the youth definitely listen to him. Must be that voice or his intuition or something, his spirit. But yeah, and he's been definitely a blessing to the program.
And Ramon, you guys are, doing the work that we talk about all the time.
Yeah.
What do the young people need, and how do they respond? You know, what's been your recipe for success? I guess I'm trying to say.
Well, I used my dad's recipe.
I see that voice. What you said, right? Stand at attention.
My dad was a tough man, and one thing he got I guess kind of introduced us to looking past is I guess like children need attention when it boils down to it. But we tend to get to the point where we give children the attention that they want as opposed to the attention that they need. So when you kind of, it's best in a program like Be Spirit in that Park Heights community, these children aren't easy to communicate with. So it takes a lot of attention. And then when you see that open area in which you can impact them, you kind of rush it. And I don't take, in a sense, no for an answer. If I see a child needs a thing, I'm not going to let the child tell me, no, I don't need it. I'll find a different way to provide it to them that it may not look like force, and in the end, you know, the child sees the benefit, like, okay, yes, that's exactly what I needed. So it's just valuing attention for the need of it. You know what I mean? You have to kind of prioritize how you're going to impact the child as opposed to just forcing them in.
And I know you guys have, I say, a recipe for success because you've been doing it for decades and have had success and continue to grow. Let our viewers know how they can reach you and, you know, how they can support you, but mainly how they can reach you so they can support you, because I understand support is needed. So where do they go to, you know, to contribute and also to follow?
No, right now, we have, of course, an email address, bespirityouth@gmail.com. We're still developing a page as far as on social media, because I know that's a heavy platform, but right now, just the email. If you want to send donations, of course, you can send it to our Cash App, Be Spirit Youth Program. And right now, it's definitely necessary. She's been doing this for 30 years out of her own pocket.
Wow.
There have been some donations and funding support, but for the most part, she's been doing this herself.
We have to leave it right there, but thank you so much for joining us. Keep up the great work, okay?
Thank you. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thanks for having us.
Time now for your wild and wonderful weather with meteorologist Justin Chambers. Justin.
Well, definitely feeling more spring-like, especially when you see some of those pink blossoms on trees around the D.C. area. And we're just seeing that around here as well, especially when we get all this rain and then we get those temperatures that are nice and mild, longer daylight hours, extending that growing season, starting to get things going around here as well. So mostly cloudy and mild. We are going to track even more rain starting tonight into the rest of this week, but temperatures staying in the above average category. Hour by hour forecast, temperatures mainly in the mid 60s for the next couple of hours. We're going to keep the clouds around through most of the day today. So even though our temps are mild, not necessarily the bright sunny day that we had on Sunday. Low to mid 60s across central Maryland, Westminster over to Bel Air, even out toward the eastern shore in the low to mid 60s, 61 Annapolis and mid 60s in Baltimore. Check the numbers west of here. Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Charleston, West Virginia, 70s today. While it's a little bit cooler closer to the ocean, that coastal low bringing in more of that onshore flow and keeping the clouds around. Now temps are going to drop a little bit tomorrow and Wednesday, but notice we stay above average all the way through the rest of this upcoming week. So a pretty nice start to March, at least temperature-wise, but we're getting more rain. So here it comes. This area of low pressure sliding up from the from the south to the north. That coastal low will bring the rain in the overnight hours and early Tuesday morning, so a bit of a wet commute. The rain will move out of here Tuesday afternoon, but still going to be kind of misty and overcast for most of the afternoon into the evening time. And then our next weather maker right on its heels will bring in rain Wednesday, late morning through the middle of the afternoon. More than likely bringing some heavy rain at times, even into Wednesday night. Thursday morning, we'll start off with some rain, but that rain is out of here by Thursday afternoon, so we do get a break as we head into this upcoming weekend. And guess what? Another round of rain on Saturday and potentially left over into Sunday. But notice in the next 10 days, those temperatures stay well above average, so we'll keep those numbers going through the middle of March.
This Be More Lifestyle segment is sponsored by Jamaica Tourist Board.
All right. Springtime is almost here, and that means it's time to book a spring break that's fun for everyone. There's no better place than do that in beautiful Jamaica. Jamaica's Director of Tourism, Donovan White, joins us for the One Love Island. Man, wagwan.
I like that intro. Thank you so much for being with you and your viewers this morning. Of course, it's 84 degrees Fahrenheit in Jamaica today, so no better place to be than obviously in Jamaica. And of course, you know, there are all types of spring break opportunities in Jamaica, from couples seeking a romantic escape to families to the guy-girl trips that looking for a great escape or a great opportunity to have some fun in a beautiful place that has all the best foods, all the best lifestyles, all the best outdoor experiences, the great beaches, and of course, 85 degrees Fahrenheit all year round, 365 days of the year. You can't want more than that to be in paradise.
Look, I know, Donovan, so tell us again, Jamaica's one of my favorite places. As you mentioned, the greatest weather, the greatest food. But what's hot and happening right now? I know it's after winter. We want to be free, man. Yeah. What do we need to do? What's going on? What's hot and happening there?
Well, it's the start of, it's coming up to the start of spring. And spring brings in Carnival in Jamaica. Carnival in Jamaica happens from April 3 to 9. It's 7 days of absolute bliss in the entertainment capital of the Caribbean. It crescendos on April 7th with the massive road march through the streets of Kingston, bringing together people from all over the world, celebrating the culture, celebrating the colors, the experience, the food, the nightlife, the concerts, and everything else in between that you can do in a beautiful place like Jamaica. It starts off really with that experience. And then, of course, there's something to do for the adventure seekers with the Jake Off-Road Triathlon, which happens on April 27th. It's the oldest running off-road triathlon in the world, going 30 years now. It happens in a small farming and fishing village in St. Elizabeth that allows you to really escape and enjoy fresh fruits, fresh vegetables, coconut water from the tree, and really just have a fun experience all across Jamaica. And then, of course, you transition into the summer. Reggae Sumfest kicks off our summer. It's the greatest reggae festival in One Love Country that happens in April for seven beautiful long days, and then crescendos in 2 nights of live concerts. And then, of course, you go into the fall where it's all about food and food experiences and our culinary artistry. So there's something for everybody in Jamaica all the time, anytime.
All right, coming back to Jamaica, thanks so much. And where can our viewers go to follow?
Well, visitjamaica.com is our promotional website. It allows you to see and experience everything you can do in Jamaica. And of course, all you have to do after that is call your travel agent.
Oh, Donovan, great seeing you. Thanks so much.
It's great to see you, my friend.
Take care. Still ahead, is it okay to ask your wedding guests to pay to attend the ceremony? The request one couple is making that's now going viral, and what you think about it. Coming up. And we wanted you to tell it, is it okay to ask wedding guests to pay for their meals? The majority say no, it's rude. Great show lined up for tomorrow. We're talking about the importance of eating healthy foods. Coming up, the new way to help farm the food you eat. Thank you for inviting us to your home. Make sure you follow Be More Lifestyle on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Have a great one, and we'll see you tomorrow.